Is it rolling, Bob?
Hey, Ringo. Is that a Beatles impression?
I think it was like
No.
Rolling Stone or
It's-
Rolling. Yeah, right.
It's
Moss
the
and Rolling
name
Stone.
of a reggae
Oh,
cover
I was way off.
of Bob Dylan songs. A collection of reggae Bob Dylan songs, I should say.
All right, what's the name of the movie we're watching today?
Close to the movie that we're watching today.
Which is what?
Soundtracked by Bob Dylan.
All right, Pat Garrett,
No, I was saying Pat Garrett. What year did it come out?
1973.
The 1973 Western. Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid.
Billy Bob Thornton.
So I thought solid movie. What do you guys think?
After I let some time pass to let it linger, still not one of my favorites, but I think it's a lot better than I thought it was while watching it, just because like the soundtrack's really good. But the movie's freaking long for only being 2 hours. I honestly thought that it was like 4 hours like viewing time.
You must be new to Westerns because Once Upon a Time in the West, which came out in like 1965, I think, 4 hours long, way slower.
Well, Hateful Eight's kind of like a Western.
Yeah, that's
And
more
that's
newer.
like-
That's newer though.
Not
I
true.
feel like newer movies are faster paced,
That movie's like 4 hours long.
but it's more fast paced though. They have more like dialogue, more action.
Right.
I think
Which is
older
better.
movies hard to keep the pace a little bit.
I'm SOS Cinema.
Oh yeah,
This is Stephen Dwyer.
and I'm Andrew Seelig.
I'm Nicholas Visconti.
They were,
one of the best
they were watching.
intros.
They were watching Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, so I thought it was very solid.
It's alright. It's alright. Gets a solid 8 from me.
All right, man.
I agree. It was a good movie. You know, it was alright.
I texted Andrew and Steve earlier, and I was like, summarized in 3 points. It's about a lot of shooting, a lot of sex with prostitutes,
And Bob.
and Bob Dylan music.
Yeah, you know, when I first watched this
All
movie,
three of those things took up a good portion of that movie.
A lot of the movie.
when I watched it, I kind of felt the same as you. It wasn't that like special, but then I learned that this was a true story.
What?
Yep,
Is it?
it is a true story. Billy the
About
Kid, real
real
person.
person?
Pat Garrett, real person. It's a true story.
You know what? That's
American,
pretty cool.
American royalty, not American royalty, but American like fairy tale. or
So
something
right
like
off
that.
the bat, I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's a question. Out of all of the real and fictional cowboys, you can either would you rather give me your top 1 or top 3?
Fictional or real cowboys?
Any cowboy ever.
All right, I only know like 3, so I'll give you my top 3.
Alright, you go first.
Actually, I know like, I'll do like old westerns. Like, Nick, you go first.
Alright, yeah, you go first, Andrew. That's
Alright,
perfect.
alright,
I really want you to.
Clint Eastwood and The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Very cool.
What's his name in the movie?
Ooh,
The Stranger.
nah, it beats me. I don't know. Also, obviously Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay, that's
Arthur
good.
is 100%.
Django,
3.
obviously. I don't know if he's a cowboy, but he's in a western movie. So
Cowboy-esque.
yeah, so that's probably my top 3, no order. I'm gonna say. What about you?
I gotta go with what's his name? Well, Arthur Morgan. Woody from Toy Story.
He's not a cowboy. He's a toy.
That's crazy that you went that route, though. I like that.
Actually, no, you're right. Woody's not a cowboy, he's the sheriff. That don't count.
Fair. No, because
Oh shit.
Jesse goes like you're like the rootin' tootin' cowboy in that movie. So
Yeah, I guess he's kind of a
a
cowboy.
little cowboy-esque.
Yeah. Nick, real quick, what are your cowboys? And let's like actually get into the movie a little bit because I have some stuff to talk
Davy
about.
Crockett.
You're looking up cowboys. The list of cowboys
You
online.
can't be a cowboy if you were serving in the U.S. military.
Well, you know what, Steve? They list him on the list of
Yeah.
famous iconic cowboys.
I mean, real cowboys just herded cattle, so you know what?
Buffalo Bill.
Billy the Kid's my favorite. Wasn't that a serial killer?
I think Buffalo Bill was like a cowboy before the serial killer.
He's kind of a fake cowboy, I thought. But anyway, so the movie, they go into it. They're at a shooting, like it's in Lincoln, somewhere in New Mexico, and Pat Garrett talks to Billy the Kid. He's like, I'm gonna get you, even though you're my old friend.
Yeah, that's why I was confused because I thought they were friends.
They were friends.
Yeah.
So what happened was
I think they ran together back
Mhm.
in the days.
Pat Garrett used to be a
Yeah.
criminal,
Gang.
and then he got a badge. He got the sheriff badge. And I think that was a good theme of the movie where they're friends. But so Pat Garrett, he chose security and prestige over freedom and his friendship.
He sold out.
He sold out, and that was a big scene throughout the movie. And I think that was the central theme of how
His wife left him because
Wait,
of it.
so where did you get that theme? Was that like during the shooting parts or having sex with the prostitute parts?
it was pretty obvious in the dialogue. No, so when every character that Pat Garrett like interacted with, they're like, you know, you used to be friends with the little boy. He was a father to you. You were like a father to him.
Yeah, literally everybody said that. You're
Like he
right.
was more villain than Billy the Kid, and Billy the Kid had killed 21 people in his days.
Dude,
Which
Billy the Kid was honestly the only character in the movie that had any honor.
yeah,
Really,
That's a
That's
like,
how
loose
they played it,
term.
though.
there are some
That's how they
characters
played
with
it.
honor, but
you know,
like,
Well, even saying that he has honor is like very broad
Yeah.
and loose, in my opinion.
that's fair.
I mean,
he has killed many a folk.
also, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, like each scene is literally like them, like just like having sex or killing people.
Dude, the shooting the chickens in the first scene.
That was low key the best like scene in the whole movie, I thought, with the music playing around it when it was a flashback to. I think it was a flashback at the beginning, right? And it was just Bob Dylan music playing.
Oh,
very
maybe,
beginning?
maybe that was a flashback of their old days.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And the movie went to a very different route.
Yeah, they buried chickens in the dirt and were just exploding them.
this movie they definitely
Shot their heads.
made Billy
Messed up.
the protagonist, which is interesting because I think a lot of westerns they obviously like westerns, mob movies, and like you know maybe pirate movies. They always make the bad person the good guy. Like in Pirates of the Caribbean, they have like the British officers be like the evil people. Like the have you guys seen
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So you're saying
Which
the
is
roles were
weird.
reversed?
Sold
Yeah, it's
well in
weird how
America.
they
screw them.
They change the
redcoats.
perspective.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why they make villains very intriguing for the audience, or why people are intrigued by villains in movies, is because it makes them feel redeemed. It makes like because no one's perfect and everyone has bad qualities about them. And I think that they find a redemption arc in characters like Billy the Kid,
Right.
and they kind of relate to him a bit.
Oh, for sure.
Also, they like the freedom of him. He doesn't follow anyone's
Certainly.
rules.
You think Billy the Kid redeems himself?
No, but he has redeemable qualities though. Like he's honorable, like you said.
Yeah.
Like women like him. He's free. Like no, but he's more in the sense that Pat Garrett is by the law he's not as evil as Billy the Kid, but at the same time he's sold out.
But he also is the law.
He is the law, but he's also broke the law in the past.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's not as honorable. Like I feel like Billy the Kid
He's quite
stood by
dishonorable.
his morals way more.
True.
Like he was his true self. Pat Garrett gave in.
Yeah.
He said
He had
said
all
that,
the
like,
prostitutes on his side.
this
too.
country's getting old and I intend to stay old with it.
Yeah.
He kind of gave in on that. But yeah.
Pat Garrett definitely sells out in every way.
Yeah. Billy the Kid,
Yeah.
Just falls apart completely.
a guy Alias played by Bob Dylan. He's very intrigued by very interesting character, very intrigued by
Can we
But
just
you-
say that Bob Dylan's character was so useless in this
So
movie?
stupid. Like, there's
So-
no point of him in the movie.
he was
also,
kind of funny.
Yeah, just a little bit of whimsical Bob Dylan lines here and there.
Yeah.
But like he's just in the movie because it's Bob freaking Dylan.
I honestly just felt like the movie was just like one wicked long music video.
I don't
It
know.
genuinely, like, they had some like little plot filler things, and then they would just like work a scene to make it.
I really thought it was the difference between like a free man and a person who just sold out to the law. I think obviously it's.
I mean, they're literally the same person, except one has a badge and one doesn't.
no, but one's doing what they want. One's free, and one has to follow the rules of the governor and Chisholm, who's the landowner.
I guess. I don't know. I mean,
Obviously, a lot of common tropes like the escaping jail. I think was always super easy in westerns. And Billy the Kid actually,
Yeah.
it's a true story. Billy the Kid actually escaped, and he was about set to hang, killed 2 guys, and escaped.
Fun fact about Billy the Kid, like the real Billy the Kid, he was very good at getting out of handcuffs because he had unusually small hands and big
Kinda like-
wrists.
Really?
Yeah, like he was great at slipping out of handcuffs.
Really? Probably
interesting. That's interesting.
probably good at, some certain extracurricular activities, if you know what I mean. All right, switching topics.
Yeah, everybody's like pretty good at trying on gloves. All right, let me ask you. If you were put in that situation and you had to choose whether to follow in the path of Pat Garrett or Billy the Kid, I'm guessing obviously you both would say Billy the Kid.
Well, it's interesting. I think to relate to now, our lives, I think Pat Garrett is more of a 9 to 5, go with the flow. I'm going to just survive and live my life how I'm supposed to live my life.
Right.
Kind of be dead inside. And I think that...
We're all supposed to be just a little
just a little dead inside. Just kind of not do what you love. And Billy the Kid's like...
What is he like doing what he loves? Because like...
He's free. He doesn't have any commitment. I mean, I just think that he's a free spirit. And I think Pat Garrett... Like, his wife leaves him, like Steve said. And he betrays his friends. He kills... Like, all the people who used to care for, he betrays.
I mean, they're all just like a band of common criminals, I feel like, though.
Yeah, but that's what Westerners are, though. I mean...
So, I mean, how you, like, you don't really
this
have
isn't-
friends, you know? I think they didn't really have friends. It was just kind of like...
Still people he cared about, though.
I guess.
And he was always against the law, and he kind of he switched on his morals so
He
hard.
cared about Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
Fair.
Wait, so it's also true that Pat Garrett was in the gang with Billy
I don't
the
know
Kid?
if he was in the gang. I was looking at this a little bit, but I know he did kill someone over like a dispute over like cattle or something. And yeah, he did. He was the one who shot Billy the Kid. I thought that was a great scene. One scene I thought was really interesting was when Billy the Kid visited that family's house for dinner, and
Oh yeah.
and it was the I think it was Deputy Armosas or Amos,
I don't remember his name.
but you know the guy with the beard, the deputy.
Yeah.
And they had like, all right, I'm gonna get you now. We're gonna do the duel. We're gonna
Little duel.
take 10 steps in this direction. We're gonna shoot each other.
Another classic Western
Like,
trope.
very classic. And what I loved about that scene is that
The turning around.
Billy turned
before
around
10
and just like
seconds.
as soon as it started counting, he didn't even walk any steps. And what was interesting is the deputy was not any more moral than him because he turned around before 10 steps. So it kind of just shows following the rules is not like
I saw that like Billy knew that the deputy knew that he had literally no chance of winning it.
yeah.
So he was just gonna cheat. So Billy's like, nah.
But it's
And he
interesting
turned
because
right around. He's
the
like,
deputy, you think the deputy would be like honorable and not cheat, but still
But he wasn't.
people are bad, and just because the law is the
People
law,
are scared.
just because the law is a law doesn't mean people are going to follow it, and that's just the way it is.
I just really liked how a lot of the scenes, all the conversation was like one person in bed with like 4 naked girls.
Yeah.
And then someone in the doorway just like pretending like that was just like normal and happening.
No, like, yeah,
That's hysterical.
when Billy the Kid went back to his hideout, and like, hey, you're back, and he's like, oh, let me get this lady again.
Oh yeah,
And then-
that was weird.
Like what?
And then later on,
They're just all in a row.
no, what,
Yeah.
Lying
yeah.
about it's like,
No,
guys,
Pat Garrett ordered a what? He ordered like
put up a divider.
Literally.
Pat Garrett ordered later on in the movie ordered like an octagon or whatever, like an octave.
Yeah.
You know, he ordered like an Octavius or something random, a word with octo as the prefix.
Yeah.
And 8
As in
women walked
8
in and like
women.
bathed him.
Yeah, they bathed
Yeah,
him, and
but
also they had like
giving
a
him a
timer. They had
bath.
like a sand timer going too. Like
When I got to that part, Nick, I immediately thought of you saying like this movie is the longest 2 hours. And
Right?
I was like, why are we taking time out of our days to watch this?
see,
movie?
and I'm sorry.
Just
Like I
bathed.
get that it's like a Western film and like it's one of the first and it has like a lot of Western
funny.
tropes. But literally, I feel like they just repeat the same 3 things in the entire movie. Like each scene is literally it goes from
Yeah.
gun shooting to them in an altercation with like Billy the Kid and Pat Garrett, and then to them having sex with prostitutes in front of like random ass dudes.
No, I agree.
and then it's rinse and repeat.
No, I agree. It could have been like probably a half hour shorter, but
It could have
I
been,
think
like,
the reason
an
was so
hour
long is because
shorter.
they were going through the actual events, so they want to get everything in it.
I think it was so long because they just wanted to get through all Bob Dylan songs.
Well, I was
Maybe.
about to say they need to play "Knocking on Heaven's Door" at least 3 times.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I also think there was like that movie.
Fire
Was,
song.
it was just like honestly, just like them highlighting all of his tracks, in my opinion.
Also, like
Well,
that
he
song
wrote
was so
those songs for the movie.
Right.
that song was really well placed in the movie because I think Pat Garrett, he's kind of the epitome of I don't have the right word. I'm not good at
Epitome.
English. Epitome, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not good at English
Mama
though.
put
It's not my
my
first
guns
language.
on the ground.
Actually, you can write in and ask me what my first language is. I'll let you know.
It's Czechoslovakian.
You know,
Yeah.
going back to Bob Dylan's character,